Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Andini Nabila Putri from class 1C, Department of English Education, from Faculty of Tarbiyah and Teaching Training. In this great occasion, I'd like to present to you all the book that I recently read in order to fulfill my final task under the subject reading with the supervisor of Mrs. Desi. The book that I'd like to discuss for today is We Were Liars with the author E. Lockhart. This book was published at the year of 2014. This book has the genre of young adult fiction and psychological thriller. This book has a thick of 2025 pages. A novel work by E. Lockhart contains a very interesting story. The story started with a map and a family tree, with the background of an old money family, the Sinclairs, a large, wealthy family who owned a private island called Beechwood Island for the family to use every summer vacation. The Sinclair's family is well respected and prominent. They were famous for their blonde, tall, athletic body, which is led by the grandfather Harris Sinclair and the grandmother Tipper Taft. Harris and Tipper has 3 daughters. They are Carrie, Bess, and Penny. Unfortunately, all of their daughters is failed in their marriage, but luckily for Carrie, she married another man named Ed, who is a dark-skinned guy. The story was told by the point of view of Cadine Sinclair Eastman, or usually called by Cadie, who is the first grandchild of the Sinclair's family. Cadie was a young, cheerful girl living her best life, not until her father, cheating with another woman, and chose to leave the house Cadie grows up in. Cadie, along with her same-age cousin, Johnny, Miran, and Gat, form a gang called the Liars, where they used to spend their summer vacation together in the island the Sinclair's family has. The conflict began on the summer of the 15th, where Cadence lost almost all of her memory and found faint on a tiny beach near the house. Since the tragedy, Cadence was diagnosed with amnesia and suffered post-traumatic tragedy, and not allowed to come back to the island for the amount of time. Instead, her father took her on the trip to Europe, but Cadie wasn't happy either. The headache she suffered is becoming worse. She tries to eat pills and medicine she gets from the doctor, but it won't help at all. Cadence tried to email her cousin during this period, but she got no replies. 2 years after, in the summer of 17, Cadie came back to the island and spent her summer vacation with her cousin again. The headaches keep on coming and getting worse as she tries to remember what actually happened in the summer of 15, where she found faint on the beach and got amnesia. Her aunties and her cousin also won't help her remember, and not even her mother. The mother said, "You have to recall the memories yourself so it won't harm you." But as the story goes, Cadence can remember piece by pieces the tragedy of summer 15 as she visits some of the places of the island, which is led into a chapter where Cadence can actually remember all of the memories she lost, all the memories she forgot, and explains why hasn't the Liars or her cousins didn't reply to her email all this time. It's because they are dead. The Liars are all dead in the summer of 15 except for Cadence. The story begins when they try to burn the main house of the island because they are had enough and they are angry because the eldest always fighting each other for the sake of heritage after the grandmother died. They think by burning the main house, they could make all the proof of heritage disappear and that the family can get together again. When the house are burning, Cadence gets out of the house and think that the liars are get out first and set themselves free. But unfortunately, they were not. Cadence felt guilty that she drowned herself on a tiny beach and bumped her head on a giant rock. The author describes every character in a simple yet unique way, making us feel the importance of each of them. Because every character has their own colors, and the prose would have been completely different if it had been from any other perspectives. This book was unique. The quality of the writing, the expressiveness, and the atmosphere of the whole thing is just pulled me in. The book begins with a slow plot, taking us to feel how it feels like to spend the summer vacation with the Sinclair's family. And I love how Cadence illustrates every chapter with a story of a king and his three daughters. This book tells about hypocrisy, greed, racism, and inheritance among family members. This book taught us that things aren't always as perfect as they seem from the outside. Thank you very much for listening to my book presentation. I hope you have a good day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.